I'm ready.
I'm ready for Geek Warriors. Boop, boop, boop. Greetings, Geek Warriors. That's our theme now. Deal with it.
Boop,
Yeah.
boop, boop.
Boop, boop, boop. Well, he starts with, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I don't think that's going to be our thing. Don't worry.
No, I don't think it is.
Does anyone have anything they really want to get to?
I don't have anything super
Really?
important.
Oh, let's go with Alvin Buenaventura, who passed away. Let's just talk about the person who passed away. So he's a comic book publisher. He did he did Buenaventura Comics, and then he also that shut down in 2010. And he had Pigeon Comics. Now, I haven't read any of these. Do you know?
No,
you don't. But I mainly just because it said like main comics that came out of them that I didn't really know either. But I just wanted to mention him because he's in the community. He's a comic book creator guy. He's big. He's a publisher. So I thought, you know what? He deserves a bit.
He's
of
also
mention.
indie. Like he's an indie. You know, he did it all himself.
Yeah.
Not himself, but
well, he started
he
up
had,
his own comics publishing.
He met David Clowes early on and at a convention and was inspired to do it himself.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So,
but
just thought I'd give him his due here.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you got anything, Ken or Ben?
Next one, the only other. Well, I've got two other ones. One, and it's more just like a mention. So Dick Grayson has been Dick Grayson for a while.
Yeah.
Not been Nightwing for quite some time. In the last Batman and Robin Eternal, or the one that comes out today, the groundwork has been laid. The thing has been done that he will now get to go back and become. Eventually, will
there's
now.
There's a possibility where it can happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're obviously saving it off for a little while. You have to get the thing where the codes and all this stuff.
Well, maybe saving it for when they can premiere like a Teen Titans.
Well, there's the Rebirth thing. It's probably
Rebirth.
they're saving it for this whatever this Rebirth thing is. But I think. I've been so much enjoying Grayson that I'd be upset if they went backwards. I feel like this is a backwards. And I don't know if I want them to exactly go backwards. Then again, if it's the same team, which it probably won't be because I think they're moving on to Batman.
Yeah.
At least Tom King seems to...
Did you read last week's Batman? Because I think I'm weird.
I don't think I have yet. I haven't...
He's coming out of the amnesia and he's trying to
I might have read that one, actually.
So, but there was like a whole little side story where there was a Batman in an alternate world where he only fights crime during the day.
I don't know.
It was weird.
But
anyway, so Dick Grayson's going to come back.
Dick Grayson's probably going to be Nightwing.
He should change his name to something other than Bat.
Bats in this world were like a creature of the day that were... Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. His suit was all white. It was bizarre.
No, they did that. There was a short crossover type thing earlier. No, it was a New 52 type of thing, part of it.
Oh.
Where it was sort of the reverse. The whole city basically got like reverse fear gas, sort of.
Okay.
And so they started to see sort of the world as if... So Batman sort of was... Everyone was running around thinking the world was great. But people were committing suicide. Like, everyone was like, why is everyone committing suicide? Life's so great. But those people committing suicide saw the real world, sort of thing. And so they kept committing suicide. And so it was basically this... Yeah, it was that big thing of everyone was light and wearing bright white clothes. So you had... there was the Batgirl had her own comic in that world. And Batman and Nightwing and all of them. So... but that's what that is. I'm going to... Yeah, I mean, it might not happen in Rebirth because there's that new tease that came out also this week that specifically says Rebirth.
Seems less like a tease and more like a, come on guys, no, it's not a reboot.
It's not a reboot. It never was, but maybe the never was could be about the New 52 was never a reboot. So they're maybe just saying...
Then there's got to be some huge, massive story that somehow ties it in and tells us why it's not a reboot.
Well, you look at...
And by the way, the New 52 was absolutely a reboot.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
But you look at...
That's why I don't think it's...
no, it's definitely... was a reboot. But you look at... Right now, they have the Superman that was in that pre-Flashpoint universe that's around now with Lois and the kid. So obviously, that's going to tie in with all this...
I'm liking that book, by the way. That's interesting.
Yeah. With there's a Telos guy in that crossover they did for that little while while they moved to Burbank. Because they just had to fill up time. And then that crossover, a bunch of the worlds came together and blah, 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 and nonsense. It'll probably have to do with that, you know. Anyway, that's that. You have anything, Ken? You want to talk about?
Yeah, let's talk about the Wonder Woman and Transformers.
Yes.
So, Paramount's a dick.
Yeah.
And they said, "Oh, hey,
Michael fucking Bay.
Wonder Woman's gonna open up on such and such day. Hey, you know what else we'll do? We'll put our shitty Transformer movie on the same day because we know there are at least a handful of brosives who are gonna go see a robot movie instead of a chick movie."
Do you think
Wonder Woman should absolutely move forward?
Yeah. Oh, people were saying back to Mother's Day in May.
Oh.
No, they were saying forward to the.
Oh. Wonder Woman.
Right. When was it
release
supposed to
date
open?
now?
It's June.
Oh.
It's in June. June 23rd, 2017.
Right. So May would be before that.
Yes.
So they would move it forward.
Forward. I was thinking back, but yeah, you're right. Forward. I'm just saying back.
Yeah, you were
Back
confusing
in
the
time.
shit out of me,
He's
and
moving
I
it
don't.
back in time.
I don't understand
But no.
time like you do.
The problem
So-
is, it's just a weird.
Yeah, I sure go Mother's Day, do whatever you can. Make it a big thing. Yeah,
I
move
would
it.
say either Mother's Day or 4th of July. Those would be the two that I'd look at.
If it doesn't,
Well, when is?
What's slated for 4th of July now? Do we?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't
what big things
So
are coming
the
out for
next-
us?
but Mother's Day is
Independence
also.
Day.
But that's not going to be.
I'm guaranteeing you
it's
that
not here.
Marvel's got something huge on Mother's Day already. Mother's Day is the first weekend in May.
Is it? Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's like it's the first Sunday in May.
Movies get put out
on Mother's Day.
on Mother's Day?
It's not. They don't do it around Mother's Day.
No,
they
but
happen.
it's on the
So
weekend.
The
So.
first weekend in May is usually one of the biggest weekends of the year.
When is Civil War? What
The first weekend in May.
is it?
And I believe the following year, Guardians is.
So that's when it would be coming out. That's around Mother's Day. Guardians. So it's either Guardians or if you moved it there, it'd be with Guardians instead of Transformers.
You don't want to do that either.
If it stays here, I would love though to see it just like finally Transformers takes it like a hit where it's just like, but it won't happen.
I don't think it will either.
No.
I think we're more excited to see Wonder Woman, but
Anybody with half a brain is more excited.
sure,
than
but
yeah.
the brosips out
The
there who
brosips
like
of the
robots
In
and
China,
And who were going to help out and see Wonder Woman because
right,
superhero.
right,
Gotta see
superhero,
superhero.
hot chick, all these things are
Yep.
great to them, but they know and love Michael Bay's Transformers, so they're gonna go see that.
also if you look at, I think
It's
it's,
dilemma, bro.
I believe it's China is their biggest market. Like they make
Transformers makes a
shit
shitload
ton of money
China.
in China.
Yeah.
So it's scary. I mean, I don't. Yeah, if Guardians of the Galaxy is on that Mother's Day, then you gotta move it.
No.
I'm not
the
saying
other way.
it's going to be a problem if
They do
Transformers outperforms Wonder Woman, but if they open on the same day, it's going
obviously
to
going to
draw
impact.
people away.
You're definitely both.
And so the numbers are going to reflect that. And in the future, people like the Marvel CEO guy who is a dick.
Kevin Feige.
Yeah,
Right. And he's going to say, nope, see, I told you, chick movies don't work.
it was Perlmutter.
Perlmutter, yeah, you're right.
But
I was gonna say Feige's not a dick.
I didn't hear what you
Perlmutter.
said. I thought
Perlmutter,
you were responding to what I said. And I thought you
Perlmutter,
were
the
saying
weird
the same
racist.
thing.
Well-
Yeah, he's a dick.
we haven't heard Feige be a dick. He could be. We just haven't heard. He's better at hiding it. He
Let's
could be
leave that option open in case we want to make fun of him later.
just in case.
We here at Geek Wars reserve the right
True.
to call anybody a dick in the future at any time.
Yes, even if we say they are not now.
Even if we say that we like them now.
Yes, good point. That's a good way of saying it. But yeah, I think it is. I feel like it's not even a smart move for Transformer. Like, why put it there? Like, because I know.
Here you go. So put it. Oh shit! You don't want to do that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So here's the deal with May of next year. Is that you got Guardians at the beginning of the month. You could put Wonder Woman right after that, but then you're still competing a little
What about-
bit with the audience. If you go 2 weeks
June.
after.
You're in June.
No, I'm in May. I'm looking at May.
Okay, look at June because that's actually when the movie is supposed to come out.
That's
on
when
the
the
23rd.
movie's because you wouldn't want to do the end of the month because that's Pirates.
Okay, look at
Ew,
earlier.
though. Who's
early
still
June.
watching Pirates?
It's going to do a ton of money.
Was
Look
it
at-
7? 6?
I have no idea.
30?
I didn't even know there
It's
was a
the
fourth one.
6th.
Ew.
Jesus.
No, it's the
It's
5th.
Fifth has to be the fifth, right?
5th one, yeah.
But look
okay.
before
Well,
in
see,
June, earlier
so
June.
So yeah, if they went, so right now they're in the 4th week of June.
Yeah.
If they went the week before, the only thing they're competing with is Kingsman 2, which again, Brosifs are lining up for that one.
That's
too.
rated R.
It's not going to compete as much as Transformers, but it's still.
It's a better choice. What about before that?
The week before that, the 4th Divergent movie, and The Mummy, and World War Z.
Oh,
Wait, the new Mummy, though?
Yeah, the new Mummy.
that's a compete.
Now, the week
And
before...
World War
I mean,
Z, is this a reboot or a sequel?
This is a sequel.
Well, then
So-
no one's going to watch it.
Yeah.
It was shitty.
But yeah, so now if they pick the first week in June,
Yeah, what's there?
this might work. The only problem is you have possible bleed over from Pirates. But if what we're all thinking that everybody's tired of Pirates and that's going to happen, then that would be the best week to do it.
I think there's bleed over in all of those weeks.
Yeah.
No matter what, you're bleeding over something. It's just which.
Honestly, the Guardians is the only thing that looks like it's being given a wide berth. Everything else is they're packing them to the gills.
Yeah.
I mean, like Transformers, the very next week, Despicable Me 3, which you know is going to take all your money away.
Yeah, but you can also. I think
So-
if you throw superheroes in there, it's a very.
Oh,
it could be a different audience.
And Uncharted. The Uncharted movie's coming out that weekend,
Oh.
too. So yeah, the first week in June, right now, all there's there is Barbie, which will completely die if
Right.
Wonder Woman is there. Plus, Barbie might take away some of the young girls that might go see Wonder Woman.
Well, right, and that's the last thing you want to do is compete
You
two
wanna treat
female
two
movies,
Yeah.
the two chick movies against each
It
other.
might be better to compete
So that
it against
something's on the
Transformers
house.
then. Like compete, say this is your bro movie.
I think
We are not the bro movie.
I don't know. I say stagger it with Guardians of the Galaxy because people are going to see Guardians of the Galaxy and
Oh,
be super
shit.
excited about.
Yeah, I think I
Super
gotta
excited
say,
about
maybe
more.
do it a week or two after
That's what I'm
Guardians.
saying. That's
Okay.
what I would say. People, we're all going to go see Guardians and we're going to be like, fucking superhero movies, man. And then the next couple weeks we're going to be like, and now we have, you know, we're
'Cause,
going
I
to
mean,
go see one
that
of
makes sense. I mean, X-Men is like right after Civil War this year.
X-Men's, yeah. Well, no, X-Men right now is in the pirate spot next year. They're the last
No,
movie
this
in May.
Civil
There's
War.
been
this
so much
year.
shuffling.
Civil War is the first movie in May. X-Men is the last week in May.
Oh, is it? I thought it was like the next week. Okay.
Pretty sure. But yeah, I mean, but
No,
yeah,
you're right. I think
they
you're
could
right.
definitely do like probably give Guardians a week. I would give them a second week. 'Cause
Give
I
them a
don't
second
think-
week.
Yeah.
But then hop in there in that third week, and then maybe you'll have bleed over from Pirates the next week, but probably not a ton.
Now, Tom, what was the
And you-
thing in the week that they would be coming
Nothing.
out? Then
It's
nothing.
bullshit.
Then
By
do that.
week 2 is
If
you're
nothing
gonna
else
start-
is coming out, that's when you
Because
do
July looks crowded too.
it. Throw it at the end of May.
Baywatch, the Baywatch movie.
Oh, you're good. Throw it
what
there.
the shit?
Throw it there.
They're doing a.
It's got The Rock.
21 Jump Street. They're doing a 21 Jump
Rock,
Street.
Zac
Baywatch.
Efron, Alexander Daddario.
It's a comedy. It's like a
Alexander Shrift
lampooning-
might be in it.
lampooning Baywatch. It actually
yeah.
sounds funny.
Could be funny, but it's a different audience, sort of. It's less of the same. It's at
Sure.
least it's a
And then they're going to want to stay away from July because July just looks
July's packed.
ridiculous.
Yeah, then May probably.
Except for the third week in July. The third week in July is actually open. If they wanted to take that, they could.
Yeah, I don't think they need to push it more because they're already putting a large buffer in their time. They can easily
July
move it
looks
forward.
sick. Spider-Man, first week in July. That's your July 4th movie.
The new, yeah.
New Planet of the Apes movie after that.
Okay.
And then the third weekend, something from Blue Sky. So the guys that did Peanuts movie and Norm of the North.
Oh, okay.
And then
Oh,
Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets.
What even is that?
I have no fucking
Alright.
idea. It's something called Dunkirk.
Yeah. Oh,
So yeah.
oh, that's Nolan's new film. That's Christopher Nolan's new
Dunkirk?
film. Dunkirk.
Oh, never mind.
Don't put it there.
Don't do that week then.
Don't put it there. No.
August looks wide open. You could do it the week after Pitch Perfect, and then
I don't think you need to push it that far
No,
back.
I
That's-
wouldn't even suggest
that's
pushing it that
that's
far
where
back.
Guardians started.
Yeah, but here's
Guardians
why I'm
started-
saying that is they're already leaving so much buffer after filming this thing to
True.
put it in June anyway.
I mean, put it in March.
Yeah, I mean they're over a year. Like they're going to be finished pretty soon here.
Yeah.
So they
I
can put
mean,
it this early.
I'd go aggressive like you did with Batman. Put it in March.
If this does really well,
If
put it in
Batman
March.
does well in March, I'd say, and
Move
make
it to March.
and like put DC's like Marvel wants May. Fine, we're making March DC.
I think it helps that they
We're
do
gonna-
have a lot of time to decide this too, because they'll have a lot more time than a lot of movies that film. They're way over time. I mean, Transformers haven't even started filming yet, and
it's mostly done in a computer room.
You're right.
So
Yeah, a lot of
there's
it,
like
yeah.
30 minutes of film, and then an hour and a half of nerds clicking buttons.
That
in a
guy
room.
with the
Let me say hour half of
Serious.
they just
Move
whack
the
it
tennis
up.
ball 5 feet to the left.
Actually, Groot's the
Thank you.
little
You're an
one in this
amazing
one.
actor.
Yeah.
What's that?
Groot's little in this one.
I saw that. I saw Groot. They're going to use little Groot.
Little
So-
bit. Valerian in the
And
City
they
of
mentioned
Thousand
Mantis
Planets,
is
by the
going to be
way.
in it, but I don't really. I never really knew Mantis or liked Mantis or.
I don't know her either.
I don't really know.
Valerian in the City of a Thousand Planets apparently is a new Luc Besson movie based on a
Taken guy?
French comic book.
Oh.
So,
Yeah, but Luc Besson is the guy who made the Taken movies.
He's made a lot of things.
Yeah.
I mean, lately he's made the Taken movies, but his filmography is
First
fairly...
Taken is badass.
Yeah, the
movie.
first one.
Yeah, well then I mean, honestly, and they joked about the second two. They were like, I mean, I guess if they give us enough money, we'll make another one. And they gave them enough money. And then they were like, and then the second one, they were like, we're definitely not doing a third one unless they completely give us too much money. They gave him too much money. And he was like, shit, I can't turn down this much money.
Okay, did the second one really make a decent amount of money?
Internationally, yes.
Really?
I can't believe the Fifth Element, the Professional.
Oh, okay.
The Transporter.
He makes good shit.
He makes some bad shit too.
Ong Bak is amazing.
Well, the Big Blue, I can't call it bad. It's weird.
I want to just try to move on. Something
all right.
else.
Sure.
So there's this huge thing that came out the same, like, right after the Batman vs. Superman trailer, I guess, on HitFix. Drew McWeeny. That's his name, Drew McWeeny. He's basically saying that WB is worried about Batman vs. Superman. There's a lot of stupid shit with this whole thing.
This pisses me off. Cause
you want to just say it?
Why are they saying they're worried about Batman vs. Superman?
It's all a big setup to just make another dig at Marvel fans. Because all he says is, well, we're worried.
No, that's a different. That's
okay.
That's a different thing. No, Drew McWeeny hates DC.
That can't be the man's name. McWeeny sounds like a hot dog.
No, that's his name.
No,
my gosh.
This guy is known for putting out articles to say how terrible DC will be.
Yeah.
So he's the guy who said no jokes. Policy is strict for WB, which obviously not true.
He's not.
Also, he said Joseph Gordon-Levitt was going to be Batman in Justice League. Which obviously not true.
Did anybody really think that?
Apparently, I don't know. Some people believe him. Probably.
That's one of those rumors that you read and you're like, bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. But some people believe it, and he lives off this. That's what he does. So I don't believe this too much, but I think it does stem from some concern, and I think there is another side, which you were saying of the dig at Marvel thing.
Right, somebody was saying
there was articles that in like the original Batman on film, even on their article it even says they have a thing now updating that says we did not say Marvel makes stupid movies for stupid people. Well, you took that.
Sure. But what the comment was once we got it filtered through the people who reported it, it was WB is concerned about the success of BVS because they don't know if moviegoers are ready for something that's not just a popcorn flick like the Marvel. Like if they're
they didn't say it like that, but
right. No, but that's what we got filtered through. And I'm not saying that that's what they said. I think it's bullshit. I think it's just somebody was just making another dig at Marvel, Marvel versus DC, which I'm consistently trying to, stop this because we're the same audience.
Yes. Yeah. Well, here's what because that website that I actually linked to, the one that had the update one, from Batman News.
It won't link anymore.
Okay, from that one, there's actually a podcast which I listened to, and they basically are more like, they're the reasonable people of like, they're concerned. Man of Steel got a pretty critical review. Yeah. Obviously, they're going to be like, are we sure?
I haven't looked at critical reviews.
Oh, it's 55%.
Ooh.
On Rotten Tomatoes and stuff.
See, but that's critics, though.
No, it's also people.
But it lets you can see
people
both.
is higher. People is higher, I think. The audience is higher than that. But critics was pretty low, and they were excited about Man of Steel. They, did a screening way ahead of time, for critics, and were like, this is going to be great. They're going to love it. They're going to put out awesome reviews, and then they started getting a bunch of negatives. And so people, they're in a place where, obviously, they're going to be concerned. And I think there is some concern of, it is different than Marvel.
Oh, 56 on Rotten Tomatoes, 55 on Metacritic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is concern
but the audience score on
audience is
the audience score is the dumb people score.
Right. That's all they have to worry about, Ben.
Apparently, I guess.
That's all DC has to worry about. The dumb people who pay the money. If they were worried about critics, they would never make any money.
Yeah. I mean, the critics definitely can affect if people see it, but
I don't even know if that's true.
It does.
I've never listened to a critic in my life.
Some people do. Some people listen to them. I don't really either. But
smart people listen to critics. I mean, that's.
But I love Man of Steel, and a lot of them.
I've never listened to a critic in my life.
And we saw that was Silent House. We both enjoyed that, and that got a really low critic rating.
Oh, I'm sure.
And it was really, I thought it was quite good.
And I love the ending of that.
But I'm glad to hear that they're worried about it because, Ben and I were not so super on board we're going to see it, but we've been saying, but they have to prove themselves to us.
Yes.
I'm glad that they also believe that they have to prove themselves to us. Because that means that they're going to try.
I think this is concern that most probably studios would have with any movie for the most part.
Going in, other than
we're
Marvel,
concerned because it's a movie, it's a big movie. We spent a lot of money on this movie,
A lot of money.
and sure, our last one didn't get great reviews, and also but we're just there's a lot of negativity around this, and there is that a Marvel against DC thing on both sides. And so right now, that's it obviously at this point could affect DC more because Marvel at least has a strong foundation.
Yeah.
So I think there's that, and you see more like this McWeeny guy, who apparently he's been throwing out a bunch of stuff. He like for years, even before anything really came out, that negative DC stuff. So it's kind of that there's already people there that are going to listen to this, and so. It happens. Yeah. So
I think if anything, if DC's worried, it's for the opposite of that.
Yeah.
They're worried more about impressing critics. I mean, because obviously the people love their shit.
Yeah.
So but if you look at, if you're looking at what superhero movies are successful and doing well, it's undoubtedly the Marvel movies. And I just looked at their Rotten Tomato scores, and they are, for the most part, even the critic side, quite a bit higher.
And I think the problem is they're different, and that's what they're worried about is. What ours are different from what people are used to with superheroes and their movies. That maybe that's part of the reason. I kind of agree with that in terms of it's not what people think of superhero movies, and I think that's part of what Man of Steel got some negativity for. I don't think it's entirely it, but I do think it's a big part of it.
The thing where Superman kills Zod at the end apparently pissed a lot of people off.
Even though they do it in Marvel movies, sure.
Well,
whatever.
And they did it in the comic books. That's what the character did.
Right, but I think that there's the difference between the Marvel movies is not everybody knows. We just read that article about how they had to introduce that there was a man inside of Iron Man before making the movie because nobody fucking cared. They thought the kids thought it was a robot. They had to introduce us to all these characters, so when they started killing people left and right, we weren't
also,
really. We don't care.
Yeah.
But Superman is a symbol of America.
Right. He's known as even people who don't read the comic book know him as the Big Blue Boy Scout. Yeah. And so when they see him kill somebody, they're like that sort of. Yeah. But we may have read him do that before.
Yeah. A lot of people haven't. Yeah. But I also think you look at Marvel's, they throw people off buildings. You don't see them die; they just fall, and you're like.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah. And also,
they're dead.
And also with the destruction, they make jokes throughout, so it doesn't matter in the Avengers when they destroy a city because it was funny. And whereas in Man of Steel they took it seriously.
But to be fair, they did take a scene in Avengers and have a whole bit about we're going to evacuate these people. Captain America goes into a bank to save.
There's multiple people. Was that in the first Avengers or the second?
First Avengers.
They're also making an entire series of movies based on the fallout of being flippant with killing people.
They're making this Civil War after a long time,
right? And that's what I'm saying. And that's why it's okay to
DC's
say
doing it though too. So.
No, sure, obviously
they did it quicker. And people flipped out about it as soon as possible, though.
Yeah, of course.
DC, so that's where I'm kind of like, I think it is mostly because you can make it's lighthearted, so it's fine. Is a huge part of it.
At the end of the day, for me, it's track record. I need to see as soon as I can see it. Like I liked Man of Steel. If I like this one too,
I agree with that.
That's two solid
I didn't
movies.
go into Iron Man thinking this is gonna be the best fucking thing I ever saw.
No,
I saw Iron Man and I liked it. I saw Captain America and I liked it, and I was like, wow, this could be a really cool thing. And then it went on to be a really cool fucking thing.
No, I agree. I'm just saying I think that there is some hypocrisy is the only thing I think is not necessarily hypocrisy because I think it's two different tones, and if you see one in one tone, you're fine with it, and one in one tone, you're against it because it takes itself seriously.
Everything that people are getting pissed about with Superman and DC movies, I'm not. I'm more bothered by the biggest thing that I've seen in any DC thing that's bothered me is the bad jokes in Suicide Squad. That bothers me more than Superman killing anybody. That bothers me more than no jokes or joke.
And again, though, I as I've said before, I don't get why that's the jokes that you saw in that Suicide Squad are different from the other ones because they feel the same to me. And so, but yeah.
I just want to go back to tone for a second. I think tone is a lot bigger than you're giving it credit for.
No, I think it's a big
saying
deal.
That I think it can be the difference between why throwing someone off a building and we don't see what happens to them is like lol versus you know throwing someone off a building and being like oh my god. I think tone is everything there.
Yeah.
But you're right to say that and he's right to if he said it to say that Marvel movies are popcorn movies.
Yeah.
That's fine, but don't say that. We won't be able to accept a not popcorn movie. Like, we don't have the capacity to watch two movies.
I think that's...
Not you.
No, I'm saying... I think you're right. I think the difference is...
Dark Knight's the second highest rated superhero movie of all time.
Right.
So, yeah.
I didn't love it. I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't love it.
I didn't love
Incredibles is one. You want to shit on that, too?
No, I love Incredibles.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
It's the best Fantastic Four movie ever.
Yeah. That's what everyone says.
Also, why do critics matter at all? Michael Bay is rolling in fucking dough, and he's never gotten more than 19%.
Yeah, but at the same time,
rating.
It's a matter of looking at the whole picture of it. Like if somebody says like this movie is good, you can't just look at one piece of it. You can't just look at how much money to make and how much and what did the critics say and what did the audience say and to me it's all of it. When you look at all of it, if the critics kind of liked it and the people kind of liked it and it made quite a bit of money and if it did all those things. How can you not say, yeah, it was a good movie? Like, to me, it's if it's...
Because you didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, if you don't enjoy it.
Because liking the movie is an individual... Subjective thing. So, what my problem with critics is, one person is trying to represent this chunk of people. Like, all the moviegoers and say, you should go see this movie, you shouldn't go see this movie. And that's my main problem. And that's why I don't see... And it doesn't seem to reflect in the money they make.
I think when it comes to critics, I think the best way to say is if you like this type of movie, then you should go see it. Or if you don't like you have to categorize things because some people don't like certain types of movies, and I think that's where it is.
We've all had that friend who consistently tries to get us to go see a certain movie or read a certain book, and we're just like, we're never going to do that, dude. I'm sorry, I will never read that book.
Yeah.
That's just not the kind of book that I would ever read.
At the same time, though, I do keep that book on my shelf forever, and I'm still working on it. So honestly, and here's a perfect example:
working on the book.
Firefly. My buddy Phil gave me the DVDs of Firefly, and I did not watch them and this is after Firefly had been out and done,
of course,
for over a decade,
as most people found it.
And so he gave me the DVDs. After I'd heard from everybody, you have to see. I still sat on it for like 6 months before I popped one in.
But you like sci-fi.
Yeah.
So that's in the genre.
Yeah.
When these critics tell me to see this movie or whatever, or to not see this movie, I'm going to take into consideration that that's not a movie I would ever see, or that's the type of movie I like to see, before I even take into consideration what they say.
Yeah, no, when they're like, English Patient is the best movie of the year, and I was like, I don't know, it looks like it's a really boring British drama. Oh, it is. And it's the best one of the... And it's like, okay, see, you're right. If that's a genre that I'm not going to enjoy, no matter how well it's done.
All right.
So...
Listen, we do have to wrap up soon.
I just want to say something real quick.
I do.
Have you seen the Powerpuff Girls new theme song?
I did. I watched it.
Dear Lord. I didn't like this music, but I liked the art and stuff. The art was really good. I really liked the art.
They still look like the Powerpuff Girls, but...
I didn't like the music, the singing, and all that stuff wasn't great.
I didn't watch the original Powerpuff Girls, so I don't really know.
It was classic, and it's amazing. But I didn't... What do you think of the singing?
By the time that stuff came out.
Fine, I guess?
No, the art looked good.
The singing.
Oh, the song?
The art looks good.
I didn't know. I thought it was supposed to be like a harder riff on the original. But since I didn't know the original,
it doesn't sound like the original very much. It does. The lyrics are different, but I love the original song.
They also said something about it was supposed to be sort of a stand-in for a music video of a certain band.
It did, because it was longer than
the band that did it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Hopefully it sounds better. It's just the shorter theme song. But I just wanted to mention it because I like the art. I'm going to watch the show, but I didn't care for the actual song that was on it so much because I love the original.
I saw a quick trailer. It looked okay. It looked pretty good.
That was in the whole genre of like the Johnny not Johnny Quest. Was the big
Johnny Test.
Oh no, it was after
Big-haired
that.
guy.
This was before that. Johnny Test was like
not
years.
Test? No,
Johnny Bravo.
He's like
Johnny
Johnny Bravo.
Dexter's Laboratory.
Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah, that
all
was,
of that stuff on the Cartoon Network, and I just didn't.
That's when
never
I
saw
grew
any
I
up.
of
never
that.
got into that. Yeah,
That's when I grew up. So
I watched
Sure.
Teen Titans Go with my daughter though, and there's some clever shit on that show.
That's the thing I was thinking about earlier when we talked about the DC Superhero Girls. And we talked about that. It's like it's basically the same. There's no fighting crime. Like
No,
we were
sure.
saying how they're marketing the girls. They don't fight crime. It's like none of any of the kids stuff now for any stuff is you don't fight
Actual
crime.
fighting
You
crime.
what they do is
Right.
they hang out.
They hang out, and then like if someone does get beaten up, it's not because they did a crime.
All right, let's get
It's
to
because it needs to get.
let's get to
someone
comics
else.
real quick. Ken, start with yours because I think I might go over. So
I don't have a pick per se because I didn't get a chance to read them. A new Huck came out. Read it.
Yay!
Star Wars 16 is still going good. Power Man, Iron Fist, I haven't read it. Looking forward to it. Valiant is doing dollar number ones
yeah.
for Divinity, and I think there was a few other, maybe not. It's a good time to pick them up, check them out.
I might do that.
Twilight Zone is back. I don't know if you like
What?
Twilight Zone.
Didn't
It's,
see that.
it's like the show, but in a comic.
Sweet,
Cool.
sweet. So yeah, I have a few things here. There's some previews. Aftershock has a preview. Ken and I both have different ones from this. You got Slayer, was it called?
I got
And I got the insects.
It's called
It's
Strayer.
Strayer,
and,
that's right.
and he's been reading Insects.
Yeah.
Which we have explained. We have talked about both of those comic books in previous.
Yes, we have. We talked about 3 of them
Episodes.
now.
Ooh, new Infinity Gauntlet.
So here's one.
Infinity Entity.
Yeah, one I got today is actually a news article too of Harley Quinn's number 25.
Yep.
She goes into Arkham and Joker's there, and basically like she's trying to be more on her own and sort of she's trying to get out of her
shadow.
Her obsession and being abused and everything. So there's this big scene of basically they get in a huge bloody fight, and like he kisses her, she bites his lip off and beats the shit out of him, and then leaves him. And it's also the most probably the most hinted at of Harley and Poison Ivy's relationship being more than having benefits, basically.
Sure.
Where they're basically
Villains with benefits.
They're basically, and the authors have actually said this on Twitter. There's the authors
Right when they're doing Dark Side Wars, they're going to start a thing called Apocalypse Wars.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Gosh.
but there's this thing on Twitter. The authors of the Harley Quinn, Connor and Palmati. It basically
Nietzscheeza, I believe it's
no.
pronounced.
They basically
Palmati, isn't
yeah.
it?
I think it's like that. But
It's not weird.
No, it's not that weird. I just can't say words.
Any of them, not all.
When I
ever.
read things, it doesn't come out of my mouth.
Jimmy Palmati.
Palmati, yeah. And so, basically, they've said online that they're sort of in an open relationship, basically. They're, like, fine with whatever. And that's what they do in this. Like, Poison Ivy is asked when she's, like, kissing some guys, like, are you jealous? Poison Ivy's asked by someone, are you jealous? And he's like, no, it's fine as long as she's happy. And sort of a thing. So it's like, she's like, whatever. And so that's sort of their relationship.
Like Will and Jada.
I don't know. Do they
Will
love
Smith
kissing?
and Jada Smith have an open relationship, yeah. Will Smith.
Yeah,
so, if anybody here wants to bang
It's
Will
been
Smith,
a rumor. I don't know if it's...
you can
I will
go make that
definitely
happen.
right on that.
Guilt free.
I also have Power Man and Iron Fist, which I got actually... I'll read it, but I got it from my brother, because they're his two favorite characters. Iron Fist is his favorite, then Power Man, Luke Cage.
Luke Cage.
Yeah. And, also check out Clean Room is amazing. It's Gail Simone. And it's dark, and it's her first Vertigo.
By the time I saw that, they were at number 3 or something.
Yeah, they're at 5 right now.
Yeah, they were already at number 3 or 4, and
It's really good though. It's she's great at when she gets to do her whatever she wants sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like when she's stuck behind, editorial and all that, she has a harder time, I think. But
If you do get a chance to be with Will Smith, make sure that he yells out "Welcome to Earth" when he climaxes.
Welcome to Earth.
anyway.
And I'll go with Huck. I heard new Huck,
Huck's
so
out.
Huck I'm loving the shit out of.
All right, so we'll see you next time, Geek Warriors. We're about to take off. Check us out on Twitter at Geek Wars Podcast. Subscribe to our iTunes here. You can also check out our YouTube channel again, Geek Wars Podcast with trailer reactions. I do movie reviews. We're gonna get other stuff eventually
They have
up
some
there.
video game playing.
Maybe. don't. I wasn't gonna mention it just to not get your hopes up because you're obviously listening
Get your
to this
hopes
stuff.
up.
Get your hopes super
It's gonna
high.
happen.
Kill yourself if it doesn't happen.
And then we got our own Twitters. You can follow Ben on Twitter at.
Actually, I think I'm going to stop the Twitter.
Okay, you can follow Trevor on Twitter at
Good.
Daclus, Daclus, and you can't follow Ken.
Nope.
No, you can't.
I'm revolting against Twitter. Fuck Twitter.
Shit, I had something else to say and I forgot it. Oh, our comic book club, we're going to do Batman vs. Superman. We're probably going to read, I was thinking Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
read
but
that?
do we know which
Dark Knight
ones?
Returns?
It's just called Lex Luthor, Man of
What?
Steel.
I'm not going to read Dark Knight Returns,
No.
which is, I mean, that's got a
It's-
giant Superman Batman fight in it.
It does
But it's
have
like
one.
2 pages, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
the
looked
most
at
of it is
it's
just
like-
entirely
Read
Batman.
those 2 pages.
Yeah, actually, okay, there is that.
One of the things he was going to do was just read all the scenes of Batman and Superman fighting, but they
There
were
is-
all like 2 or 3 pages.
No, there is this trade, the collection of basically it's the issues that have
Fights.
Batman and Superman fighting in it.
Interesting.
So we could read that. Do you want to read that?
I'd be down for that.
All right.
Yeah.
We can read that. I think we
Let's
should
read
get a
that.
story as well.
We can read Lex Luthor, Man of
do
Steel
read
as well.
Lex Luthor, yeah.
Lex Luthor, Man of Steel.
Lex Luthor, Man of Steel.
It's a single graphic novel by Brian Azzarello. Also did Joker. Very
You
good.
can pronounce Azzarello, but not Palmati.
Because
I believe it's pronounced Nietzscheeza.
Chesa?
I've heard it before. As long as I hear it, because when I read stuff, I can't
Yeah.
say word. You're not going to get...
Champagne, horse to ovaries. Gotcha.
See,
That's how I said that shit for years.
well, here's the thing. Even if I know the word and I'm trying to read it, it will probably come out wrong. I
Yeah.
can't read.
No, most of these words, like lingerie, I had to ask my mother, Mom, why does he need to buy her lingerie? I don't understand. Like, what is lingerie? Why do women want it so
I didn't
much?
even know what you were trying to say. I was like, what's lingerie?
Lingerie.
And I figured it out. But
My
I'm,
friend pronounced it lingerie.
I'm like, what the fuck is lingerie?
No, champagne, champagne and hors d'oeuvres were the things that perplexed the shit
I
out
know
of
an
me.
engineer who pronounced chassis, because that's how it's
Yeah.
spelled.
That's how it's spelled. Why
Well, you
wouldn't
are a fucking engineer.
Like,
He's like, I can do so many things to it.
He can do so many things because
But
he's
it's
the chameleon
all-
of engineers. He really
The
just
chameleon.
he just blends in.
All right.
Chameleon. All right, so
We're
goodbye.
out of donuts. Oh,
There's one
last
left.
donut. That's
All
yours.
right, guys, this is my donut. I'm taking it.
Trevor's
Trevor's
taking the
getting the
donut.
last donut.
Stealing from Nerdist. Enjoy your donut.
Oh, what? Because I'm tiny and I need weight.
There you go.
I need food.
See,
to
we
survive.
don't steal his food.
We don't take his food. Trevor gets food
All right,
In fact,
guys.
Ben brought that donut for Trevor.
All right, we'll see you. We'll see you next time.
from the other
We
room.
won't see you, but we'll have you hear us.
Bye.
Next time. Bye.
Later.